What up, Mr. Runaway 5? What up, what up? Earl here, favorite rock. Favorite rock. Which I just discovered has a face on it. I'll show everybody that later, some other time. But right now, Mr. Runaway 5 and I are talking about ragers and how to deal with them and who are they. And I'd like to talk about who they are. I've met one. I've only met one. I used to play a lot of Halo. I loved it. Halo's so fun. I had, I think back on great moments in Halo, and I think about that time that I was playing on one of those open valleys. Nothing but sniper rifles and one Banshee. We'd been playing for an hour, and no one had scored. You just can't score when there's so many people with just sniper rifles all over the place. You can't even take a breath without getting shot. But Earl scored. How'd you score, Earl? I'll tell you. Earl's got crazy moxie. Moxie like you can't believe. I've got moxie that needs to be stored elsewhere. I have to rent storage for moxie. Actually, the storage is donated. Other people pay for it. They just admire it. So, yeah. So I've had awesome moments in Halo, and I used to work at this place. And I used to work with this woman. Her husband played a lot of Halo, and people would direct him my way. I'll go talk to Earl, man. He loves Halo. And so he'd come talk to me, and I'd talk about great, great moments. Let me tell you another great moment. It was my best. I was running through a tunnel, had a rocket launcher on, one shot in it, and here comes this warthog around the corner, sliding to four-wheel drift, 3 guys in it. And I just don't think I could take out 3 guys in a warthog with one shot of a rocket launcher. So I run for a rock, a little boulder. I think I'm going to crouch behind it, see what happens. Well, they beat me to that rock. They see I'm heading for it. And so as they hit it, and their vehicle flips over me, and I look up, and I imagine and hope and pray that they look down. Because right when they look down, I shot them with my rocket launcher. Blew him to smithereens. Got myself a ride. That's how Earl rolls. He's crazy vicious. So I told this story to this guy, and he told me a story back. And here's what he would say. He told me about stringing together this filthy amount of cuss words and insults and just spewing them at people. And I'm like, who do you think you're yelling at? And he's like, oh, just kids. And I'm like, not adults. He's like, yeah, I don't think, a lot of adults play, at least when I'm playing. They sound like kids. I'm like, well, don't scream cuss words at kids. And he got confused. He didn't understand. He thought it was part of the game. And wouldn't stop. Who was he? And why did he do it? He was injured at work. Lost his job, lost a good amount of mobility, was kind of turning towards alcohol and video games as his social outlet. A lot of people he was used to being around were working, had things to do. He would get together with them at the bar a couple times a week. But suddenly, his life shrunk, his power shrunk. And so he, I think, was attracted to Halo, not because he liked the game. I don't think he was a good Halo player. He didn't sound like it. He didn't really talk about, successes. He talked about blowing people up and screaming at them. So he was angry and thus attracted to a way to be anonymous, a way to be violent, and a way to express his anger, and probably relieve some of his anger. And he was also drinking alcohol while he was playing. That messes up your judgment. So you can't be a good gamer when you're drunk, and you can't make good choices when you're drunk. And if you're full of anger, you're drunk and you're playing a game and no one knows who you are, you're gonna be losing your cool like this guy. And so who else are these people? They might be people living at home, going to school, young kids, and gosh, it sucks being young. You don't have control. Just like this guy didn't have control. You're stuck in school. Probably school sucks. You're stuck at home a lot. You just don't have a lot of freedom. You have freedom when you get on Halo. You have freedom when you get on Call of Duty. What are you going to do with that freedom? You know, that's the choices we all make. Depends on what you got inside. You know, we're talking about chemicals inside you. Yeah, the brain's chemical and electrical, and if you start practicing on an instrument or on a game or on a language, you're going to get good at it. If you just practice expressing yourself in a foul manner, it'll become easy to express yourself in a foul manner, and it'll be like the guy I was talking about. He didn't even think twice. To him, it seemed like second nature to spew out hate on somebody. You know, so does it make you feel compassion, Earl? Now that you know that this person was, you know, sorry person, couldn't work, hurt, probably on pain meds and alcohol. It gives me an understanding of where they're coming from. I think it's his choice to act that way. I think it's a bad choice. I can't imagine what else must have gone on previously in his life to make him come up with that reasoning. He didn't just appear a jerk. He made that choice. We all make that choice to be or not be a jerk. So, yeah, how are the rest of us going to deal with it? Yeah, good question. We all have to come up with our own way, I imagine. All right, Mr. Runaway 5, I just want to share that the one guy I met that was a game rager and a little bit of insight into who he was. I think that might help, more understanding. Can't hurt. All right, good gaming. I like that guy that you were bashing with your shield. You killed him 8 times in a row, and he threatened you. He's like, well, I tell you what, you shoot me 8 times in a row, then you could threaten me. Until then, eat shield. Eat shield.